hit points suck. There are a couple of ways to interpret hit points, and for most people we interpret them as wounds, and as we accumulate wounds we eventually get more and more exhausted, although we're still at our maximum capability because, hell, we're not out of hit points yet. So we're covered in cuts and bruises and bleeding and bones broken, but haha, no, I'm still at absolute full efficiency. Oh, I ran out. For a few people it's like, no, you're a hero, you're completely untouched, you're amazing, but when you run out of hit points, that's like fate, right? And it just means this is more, it's that one blow that kills you, that last blow. And, well, in 5th edition at least, that just knocks you unconscious, then maybe you're live death, say, oh, pop back up. I've already argued that consciousness is fundamentally broken, that happens, you should, well, be brain damaged, but hit points as a mechanic aren't brilliant. I don't think they necessarily have to not work. Again, I have my own system that I sometimes play with. It's not publicly available, but just to explain the concept is, as you lose hit points, you lose ability in a really simple way to work out, and that's quite cool and all, because yes, I'm simulating you getting more beaten up, which is all fine and stuff, works in the mechanics, everything else that's great, but so many games, and you know, I don't just play my own game, I play all sorts of role-playing games, so many games are hit points because it's a convenient mechanic, and it kind of works. But I think for me the biggest problem I have with hit points is that you can withstand too much. Like, in 1st edition D&D, you went out into the wild and you might have, if you're a wizard, you had d4 hit points and a sword would do d6 damage, so, you know, odds weren't in your favour. If you got hit, you were in trouble. And, you know, 1st level D&D, your hit point pool's kind of right. You get hit, you hurt. But, you know, by the time you get to 2nd level, you're kind of like, yeah, okay, I can take a bit of backwards and forwards, boom, boom, boom. And then you get to 5th level and you're like, I have 50 hit points, and I'm not even the fighter. And, you know, it's just, meh. It's not right. So, game designers, please, if you're going to use hit points, and that's fine, either please do gradual damage or gradual wearing out, come up with a simple mechanic for it, or give so few hit points that you can die in 1 or 2 hits. Because when you start withstanding 5, 6 hits, it's okay, got a potion, I'm back up, got a heal, I'm back up. I can withstand 80 hits before I die, which is, well, 5th edition by the mid-levels. Then that's a broken game. It's just you players don't really have to worry about your hit points, and, you know, after a lot of encounters, maybe things are going, yeah, could do with a heal now, guys. Okay. Nah. 1 or 2 hits keeps it dangerous, keeps it visceral, keeps the fear real. At any point, you could really genuinely lose this character that you love, and that's good. That's fun. Keep me on my toes, make me feel the fear. When you got a bucket ton of hit points, what do you care? You know, and just occasionally things get a little bit edgy. Occasionally. That's not good. I want to always be shit scared. I want to always be worried about my character dying, because in real life, if I get into a hostile situation, I'm scared. And that's right. I should be, because at any moment, it could all go horribly, horribly wrong. And that's how combat should be in a role-playing game. So do away with massive hit point pools. Hell, my recommendation if you're playing D&D 5th is you've got your starting hit points, whatever the max would be for your level, that's great, you know, that's fine. And then every time you level, add 1 hit point. It'll be completely broken against the monsters, you have to rescale damage, but that's fine, rescale the damage, it's all good. Better than the original. Whoa, I forgot! The coup de grace! The thing that really annoys me about hit points, and most GMs I've played with will allow what's called a coup de grace. So if your target is prone and you've got a sharp or piercing weapon to hand, even if it's just a pocket knife or whatever, you can just instantly kill a character, and that's great. But some GMs don't allow that. They go, oh no, you've got a little dagger there. That's D4 hit points. You do D4. I'm slicing the guy's neck. You know, and if you're doing descriptive combat, sometimes things come up that mechanically you just shouldn't do that much damage because the mechanics say you're 5th level and that's challenge rank 3 monster over there can actually withstand a few of your hits. So no, you can't do that amazing thing even though you just did that amazing thing. That amazing thing just isn't as effective as you thought it would be. No! The coup de grace being the extreme example. This character is unconscious. I stab him in the heart. And that's D4 damage.